Hello again, everyone. John Flynn here from Flynn Real Estate, serving Southern Ontario, based out of the Niagara region. Thanks again for tuning in. And yes, I need help, but I'm going to get to that at the end of the video. First, I want to start off talking about that double homicide with the interaction or the tragic interaction between the tenants and a landlord in Hamilton. Let's start with some new details that emerged on the landlord who allegedly shot engaged couple near Hamilton, Ontario. This, of course, is a tragic story, but I want to talk about it because I have thoughts on this and I wanted to share them. The main details provided by CTV News are longtime neighbors said Brecca, who was the owner of the house, lived in the upper floors of the house, and the couple, a 27-year-old female educational assistant and a 28-year-old male electrician, lived in the basement. So I'm going to make a couple of assumptions here. First of all, this was not a purpose-built rental property. This was an existing house with a basement rental apartment. It might not have been legal. Maybe it was. Maybe it was cleared with the city. Most of them aren't these days, especially in areas like this and in my area in the region. And second, I'm guessing the owner and landlord was not a seasoned landlord and maybe didn't know the rules. And that's why there was frustration building up between the tenants and him. The tenants said the property was unsafe. I don't know what kind of safety issues there were there, but of course you don't have proper sound barriers, proper separations. So the living situation was probably not ideal and it probably escalated pretty quick. So of course the root cause is the housing situation these days, in my opinion. I get comments on this channel and I respond, and then people talking about house prices. Some people who say house prices will always go up, they're never going to go down. And my response or my comment to that is, if house prices keep going up, we're going to have civil unrest, increased crime, and increased situations like this. And this is because tenants don't have an option. Tenants don't have an option but to sit and fight for what they have. These tenants probably didn't have an option to go rent another place. They would have had to pay, an astronomical amount of money, and it just wasn't an option. So they have to sit there and deal with what they have. And of course, they had an irate and angry landlord who did a very bad and serious thing. So again, my heart goes out to all people involved. I don't know the whole situation, but I believe this is, again, the problem. It is the housing problem that created this and the underlying condition that put these people in this situation. So moving on, even Elon Musk thinks house prices are going to decline soon. In a response to a tweet here not too long ago, this was just in the last 24 hours, he says, commercial real estate is melting down fast. Home values next. So there you have it. Smartest guy in the world. He's he knows what he's talking about. And of course, we know commercial real estate. There's huge vacancy rates in the big cities right now. And of course, my opinion on residential. Next, I just want to do a general update on the GTA. As many of you may know from Twitter, I did just join the Toronto Real Estate Board. And of course, I have access to all the stats now. So this is just a quick kind of comparison between the GTA and the area surrounding the GTA, just to see the differences in kind of how the market's reacting right now. So in the GTA, month over month in May so far, and this was from the 29th of May. So month over month, they're up 4% from April, or $47,000 on average. They are up 0.4% year over year from last May, or $5,000, and they're still down 9.8% from the peak, or $132,000. Now, when you compare that with the surrounding area, all the boards surrounding the GTA, it's a different story. They are down 0.5% month over month, or $4,000. They're down 7.4% from last May, or $64,000, and they're down 18.3% from the peak last year, or $180,000. So, of course, the GTA has been doing very well in the last month, but the surrounding areas show the complete opposite, where they have reached their top and starting to decline again. And every area is different, actually. And you can look here. I have the Niagara region where I'm based out of, and we are having significant declines in May on our average price points. And again, all these numbers are all residential, condos, and freehold. When you compare that to somewhere like the Waterloo region, they've had an increase in May. And of course, in my opinion, we're ultimately going to break to that downside. There's a lot of pressures right now in the markets with potential interest rate hikes on the horizon. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's move on. To another big story that came out this week, more than half of GTA condo investors losing money on properties. This again was from CTV News, but this has been all over all sorts of media outlets. Let's just read a quick caption from this and then I'm going to put my own data to this to see how it holds up. The research from the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce and real estate research firm Urbanation says 48% of leveraged condo investors who bought pre-construction units to rent out were cash flow positive in 2022. So 48% were cash flow positive. Of course, 52% would be cash flow negative. So I've compiled the data for current trends to see how it kind of pans out and how those investors look. This first number, 655,000, is the average price of a one-bedroom condo unit assignment sale that's listed on the Toronto Real Estate Board right now. These are all just the assignment sales that are listed right now. So one bedroom, 650,000 approximately is what they're selling them for. I think it would be safe to knock 100,000 off that price just to allow for potential commissions and any profits that they're still trying to make on them. So let's call it 550,000 is what the people would be closing at for those one bedrooms in the GTA right now. The current rent right now for a one bedroom on the Toronto Real Estate Board was $2,488. And this was within the last 90 days these places were leased. Now let's look at the mortgage payment on a $550,000 pre-sale condo that's closing now. So with a 20% down payment, you'd be mortgaging $440,000. That would be a monthly payment of $2,496. All right, let's put this on a chart and see where we're at. So the monthly carrying costs, of course, your mortgage, your property tax, which I estimated about $2,200 per year or $183 a month. Condo fees, I estimated at an average of $375 a month. And of course, fire insurance, $75 per month. We have a total of $3,129 carrying costs for that new pre-sale condo that's being built or being finished right now. I didn't include any additional debt for down payments. A lot of times people take their down payments, they take their equity from their primary residence or a secondary residence. And of course, they take that through a home equity line of credit. So they're, of course, paying interest on that too. But I didn't include that in this. And there are many like that. And of course, any professional services for a realtor to rent it out or a property management company to manage the place. I didn't include that either. Our income as per the MLS in the last 90 days in Toronto for a one bedroom was $2,488. So they are negative $641 cash flow a month. Now, of course, this is not a new concept being negative cash flow because property prices have appreciated so much. Investors really didn't care. They would just take the property and sell it and make $100,000 or $200,000. But at this point, now they won't be able to sell it without taking a loss. And they're also going to be running a monthly loss for cash flow. So it's going to be interesting going forward to see how this plays out. But I know that when you have negative cash flow and negative equity, it's not going to turn out good, right? Okay, lastly, this is a shout out to any of my viewers that watch that knows someone that's either new in real estate or hasn't been doing real estate that long, maybe newly licensed, looking for somebody in the Toronto area. We work with a management company. We deal with a lot of leasing up there. It's a great opportunity to get in there at a base small starting salary, dealing with the leasing and the property management company that we deal with. And of course, it will lead to sales. But again, we're looking for somebody central in Toronto that can help out. Anyway, the Indeed link is in the description. And of course, you can just go search it on there. It is under Flynn Real Estate Inc. Again, put the word out to anyone that you know that's responsible and professional that you think would be a good fit for this position. Anyway, that's it for this week. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.